Hello, I'm Nik Graf, and in this video I'm going to demonstrate you how to set up serverless in order to deploy your first Lambda function. To install the command line interface, we're going to use npm install-g for global and then serverless to download the CLI. This makes the executable available in our terminal, and then we can actually type serverless-help to see all the available commands. Next up, we need to store AWS credentials on our system so serverless CLI can actually interact with AWS. Therefore, we're going to visit the AWS site, sign into the AWS console. Keep in mind your login flow might be different, as I have two-factor authentication here as well. Once in, we're looking for the Identity and Access Management service. In the Identity and Access Management service, we're going to visit the User tab and add a new user. For the name, you can provide anything you'd like, but I'm going to choose serverless. Make sure you hit the checkbox for programmatic access and then go to the next step. If you would like to, you can manage your permissions in groups as well, but for simplicity, I'm going to attach the administrator access directly to this user. Let me add here, for production usage, you might want to narrow down the permissions, but due to simplicity, we're just going to add administrator access here. After creating the user, we're going to see the access and secret key. These are the keys we have to store locally. Serverless, therefore, exposes a command which is config credentials, and it takes a couple of options. It takes the provider, in this case AWS, and takes the access key and the secret key. We're now going to provide this to the command and then execute. It will create a .aws directory in your home directory and then also create a credentials file where you actually store the AWS profile. Keep in mind, if you already have a setup, that this will not override your existing setup. The credentials are only stored on your system and are only used to authenticate AWS requests triggered by the CLI. Alright, now we are set to get started to develop and deploy our first function.